You having troubles?
Oh, big trouble. The wheel refuses to stay on, and I'm not strong enough to put it back.
Well, I think we can fix that up. I'll be happy to help you out.
Thank you so much. It's so nice of you.
It's all right, ma'am. I'll be happy to do it. My name's Horse Cartwright, ma'am. I reckon you must be this Madame Morova, huh?
I am. So pleased to make your acquaintance, Mr. Cartwright.
Just call me Horse, ma'am. Most everybody does. You got anything I can put under that axle when I lift it up?
Oh, I'm sure I will find something.
Here you are.
Oh, fine now. When I get it lifted up, you stick that barrel right under there.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good.
You are wonderful. I never saw such a strong man in my life before.
Oh, ma'am, that wasn't nothing. We're going to have to figure out some way to keep that wheel on there. You got any wire?
Oh, I might. I'll be back in a minute.
Fine.
$150, $70, $178.
That's it.
Yeah, that'll do it fine. I reckon from what it says on here, you must be a fortune teller, huh?
The world's greatest. To me, the future is as clear as a day.
Yeah? I've seen a lot of fortune tellers, but I believe you're the prettiest one I ever did see.
You're not only a very strong man, Mr. Cartwright, you're also a very gallant gentleman.
Hey, maybe you could just tell me a little bit about my future so I could amaze my pa and little brother, huh?
Mr. Horse, after the great favor you have done for me, I'll be more than delighted to tell your future.
It is unbelievable.
What? What's unbelievable?
Look at this line. And look at this line.
This is magnificent.
Yeah, you know, I noticed that myself before. That is sort of funny, ain't it?
I've only seen this mark once in my life before. And he was a great musical genius. Look at this line. You see, it makes a star. And look at this line. You are going to give a concert in 1 week.
On the harmonica?
Violin.
Oh, violin.
You're not as much as touched a violin.
Well, Madame Moreau, it ain't that I got anything against a fiddle. It's just that, well, I ain't never had one of them around, that's all.
I'm going to take care of that. Here is the violin of the great Maestro I told you about. Take it. On his deathbed, he told me to give it to someone whose genius is as great as his. It's a Stradivarius.
A Stradi who?
Stradivarius.
Stradivarius. Sounds sort of pretty, don't it?
It was made hundreds of years ago. It's a gift from one maestro to the other. You are going to give concerts before kings. Crowds are going to gather before your feet. The newspapers are going to carry your pictures. And the whole world will know that the world's greatest violin virtuoso is Maestro Haas. It's written.
Well, I sure do thank you, ma'am. I wish there's something I could do for you.
You're very kind. Well, there is a little thing.
Well, you just name it.
You see, it's not easy for a woman alone. And only 2 months ago, I needed some money. And I had to borrow it on this same violin. But don't worry, I'll pay it back.
How much was it?
$178.50.
Dad, burn it. Ain't that something? It just so happens that that's exactly what I got on me.
Oh, no, I couldn't take it. The great maestro insisted the violin should be given free.
Madam, you gave me the violin free. Now, it ain't your fault, or the maestro's, that you had to borrow money against it, is it?
Do you really think the great maestro would understand?
Well, I understand, and you said I was just like him.
Mr. Haas, when you're a great man, and the whole world is at your feet, remember Madame Marova.
Yes, sir.
Farewell, Maestro Haas.
Farewell, Madame Marova.
There's no reason why your brother can't be home on time for supper. Absolutely no reason at all.
Don't worry, Pa. He may be late for a meal, but he'll never miss one altogether.
Well, I'm missing one altogether, and I'm hungry.
Soup cold, chicken all burnt.
Chicken all burnt. Well. What's your brother doing sneaking in the back way? Horse? Horse, is that you? Horse, you in there?
Paul? Sorry I'm late, Paul.
Supper is all cold. Chicken is all burnt, all spoiled.
Well, Dad, burn it. I told you I was sorry, Opsy.
Dad burn you sorry. 真係嘥晒啲時候。
Well, what did keep you?
I reckon I just sort of grew a little dreamy out on the trail, Paul.
You know, you got kind of a funny look on your face. You look kind of like you're in love or something.
Maybe I am.
Well, who's the girl?
I didn't say nothing about no woman. I mean, you can fall in love with other things besides women.
Yeah, like what?
Well, like you remember that saddle you was attached to? There wasn't no way nobody could separate you from it.
You in love with the saddle?
Oh, no, Paul ain't in love with the saddle. It's just... It's hard to explain, Paul. Maybe someday I can tell you about it.
Hoss, this is your brother. I am your father. Do you think you might be able to confide in us?
Oh, Paul, it ain't that I don't trust you. It's just that, well, most folks just don't understand things like this, that's all.
Things like what?
Things like being able to read the future and know what's going to happen, and things like talent, and things like genius and such stuff as that.
Well, I admit it's very difficult to look into the future and foretell what's going to happen, and I don't think we've had too much contact with genius around here.
Maybe you have, Paul, and just didn't know it.
Joe!
Yeah, Bob.
Seen Hoss?
No, I haven't seen him this morning.
Well, I've been looking all over for him. Can't find him. Hopsing said he didn't eat breakfast this morning. Well, I hope he's not in any trouble.
Well, it's not like him to keep things from you.
Hank!
Yes, sir.
Hank, you seen Hoss around?
Not since early this morning.
Oh, where was he then?
Well, he came out to the barn about sunup, saddled his horse, and he was carrying a funny-looking case, and I asked him what was in it, and he got mad.
Oh, what did he do then?
Well, rode off toward the hills. He seemed in a mighty big hurry.
Joe, we're going after Hoss. Hank, settle up the horse.
Yes, sir.
The Chubb's tracks, all right.
Yeah. What's Hoss be doing up here?
It's a heck out of me. You ever hear an animal make a sound like that?
Wounded mountain lion. Maybe.
Whatever it is, I hope it hasn't hurt Hoss.
Hoss! Hoss! Oh, come on. He's mad. He's ready. Hoss!
Nuts! This man.
Hoss. Come on now, open up. We know you're in there. We're sorry for what happened.
Hey, I'm sorry, Hoss. Now, come on, be a good sport and open up, will you?
Now, Hoss, we were very surprised at how you played. like I was saying, Joe and I were very surprised. May we come in for just a minute?
Just for a minute. I'm pretty busy, Paul.
Where's the fiddle?
It ain't no fiddle. It's a Stradivarius.
A Strati what?
A Stradivarius.
Now, what in the heck is that?
What's a Stradivarius? Well, see, there was this famous old violin maker named Strati, and he made various violins, and that's one of them. It's a very valuable, rare old violin given me by a great maestro.
Oh, you gotta be kidding.
I ain't kidding. And the reason he gave it to me is because I'm going to be a great maestro, too. Now, what do you think of that?
House, we'd better start right at the very beginning.
See? There was this gypsy, see?
Oh, no.
Paul, if you want to hear the rest of this story, you tell him to keep his mouth
Joseph,
shut.
would you please be quiet?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead, House.
Well, anyhow, her wagon was busted, see?
So you fixed her wagon?
I fixed her wagon. And then she wanted to read my palm, and I let her. And that's when she seen this marking right here. See that little mark right there?
Mm-hmm.
That means, Paul, that I'm a musical genius.
I see. And, how'd you come by the violin?
Well, see, there was this great maestro, and he had the same markings in his hand that I got here. And he gave her the violin, and he told her that she should give it to another great maestro when and if she ever run across a feller with the same markings. And I got them right there. Thousands.
He just gave it to you.
That's right.
Didn't cost you anything? Didn't cost you a cent. She just gave you the thing, absolutely, but it didn't cost you...
Paul, she had borrowed a little money against it, and I figured the least I could do was help her out a little bit.
How much?
Paul, I just don't remember.
How much?
Well, in round figures, $178.50.
For an old fiddle?
It ain't no fiddle. It's a Stradivarius.
All right, Hoss, all right. Now, what was the name of... Hold on. Those horses that you sold. How much did you get for them?
Paul, I just don't remember.
How much?
$178.50.
Oh, you got taken by a con artist.
Paul, I'm going to bash...
All right, just be quiet. And what was the name of the gypsy?
Her name was Madame Morova, and she could look into the future. And she told me that I was going to play a concert before kings and queens, and my picture was going to be in all the newspapers, and I was going to be world famous, and they'd call me Maestro Hoss.
Maestro Hoss.
Joe? Oh, boy, Joe, you're going to get it out.
Will you be quiet just a minute? Please, be quiet. Come on now, please. Will you? Will you be quiet? Hoss, son, look, forget the money. It's unimportant. And forget about the fact that you might have been taken in. Everybody's taken in once at least in his lifetime. But important thing right now is to look at this matter straight on. Son, you have many talents. There are many things which you do extraordinarily well. As a matter of fact, I might even say that you're a genius in it. But you cannot play the fiddle.
Paul, you and Joseph have to go now. I have to practice. Now,
No,
mind you, I don't hold it against you. I mean, all geniuses have been misunderstood by their...
It's not a question of misunderstanding, Hoss. It's...
Paul, please. Please. Just go.
Mr. Horse, you make the music of a paradise. You great musician.
Dad, burn it up, saying it's obvious you got a good ear for music. Sit down and set a spell.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Go rest. I know how you feel. Even the hens stopped laying.
Just like old China.
Joseph, we've got to do something about that. We've got to find the gypsy woman. She's the only one who can make him stop playing that fiddle. Do you understand? We've got to find her.
How are we going to find her? She's long gone by now.
We'll talk to Roy Coffey. He's got to know where she is. Do you understand? Now saddle up. We're going to town. Hey, Roy.
Howdy, Baron.
Listen, have you heard of a Madame Morova in town?
I might have. And again, I might not have.
Well, she's a gypsy fortune teller.
Yeah, she sold Horse a violin.
Yeah.
What are you, music haters?
Yeah, look, we got to find her because she talked Horse into playing the violin. Now we're going to try to...
Your Madame Morova kind of gets around. She's wanted in 3 states for bunco games. Come here, I'll show you something. There's your Madame Morova. I caught her hightailing it through town and endangering the public safety.
I don't know this man.
Well, ma'am, you may not know us, but you sure know my son, Maestro Horse.
Ah, you are his father. How nice to make your acquaintance.
Madame Morova, you swindled my son Horse out of $178.50. You sold him a worthless old fiddle which he thinks is valuable. Now, that's fraud. Now, if I bring charges against you, I can put you away for a long time.
It is a Stradivarius. The name is clearly printed on it.
Yeah, but...
Perhaps it's not real. Besides, I didn't sell it to him. I gave it to him.
That's right, ma'am. You gave it to him, and he gave you $178.
Yes. Wasn't that nice? You see, I'm a very poor woman, and I needed the money badly.
Well, look, let's forget about the money part of it. The point is that he is playing that fiddle day and night, and he is driving everybody crazy.
Yes, that's the way of the genius. They rehearse all the time.
He's not a genius. You know he's not a genius. I know. You told him he's a genius, so he thinks he's one. All right. Let's talk about money. Now, how'd you like to make $200?
I would like to.
Well, then come right out to the ranch then and get that fiddle away from him.
I would love to. But as you can see, I'm in jail.
Roy, how about it?
Well, Ben, seeing as I know you and seeing as you got the problem that you got, I'd let her go with you even if she was Billy the Kid.
Sure doesn't look like Billy the Kid, Roy.
Joseph, you get Madame Morova's rig and drive out with her.
You know, my brother Horse first talked about you. I kind of pictured you as being old and fat. Say I don't believe in fortune telling, but I can see why he was taken in.
Why do they call you Little Joe? You're not little.
I'm the youngest. My brother Horse is the biggest, so...
You come from a very remarkable family. But you are the most remarkable of all of them.
Well, I wouldn't exactly say that.
There'll be many beautiful ladies in your life.
Really?
One of these women is going to be very rich. And you are going to travel with her all around the world. There's something which causes me not to see how you and she are going to meet.
Whoa, whoa. What do you suppose it is?
For this, I need my crystal ball.
Crystal ball. Where is it?
In the back of the wagon.
Crystal ball. It's in the back. Yeah, well, I'll get it. Because I don't believe in this. I'll go along with it. But I'll get the...
Well, you finally decided to come home. What took you so long?
Good night, Pa.
Wait a minute. What do you mean, good night, Pa?
Well, it's getting late.
I know it's late. Where's that woman that's supposed to be with you? That woman, where is she?
Well, she rode off in her wagon.
She rode off in a wagon? And, what were you doing while she was riding off in the wagon?
You see, I got out of the wagon to get something and...
Wait a minute. What did you get out of the wagon to get?
One of those, crystal balls. It's 2 o'clock, Pa. Just think we ought to go to bed.
How do you propose we get to sleep?
Well, maybe he's getting the hang of it. I think that's home, sweet home.
Beautiful. Just beautiful. What's that?
Sounds like silence.
He's fallen asleep. Now, we'll go up to bed now, but don't make any noise. Don't wake him up.
Just like moonshine.
Where are you going?
I'm going to get some sleep.
Morning, Sheriff.
He's been around?
Yeah, he's in the barn.
Thanks. Sleeping a little overtime, ain't you? Hey, you got a real nice new bedroom here, Ben. What are you doing? Hey, boy! I just came out to see how you boys is getting along with Madame Marova. Now, don't tell me. Just see if I can figure it out for myself. You two are sleeping out here in the barn, so Hoss must still be playing that fiddle. And then you paid that gypsy woman to try to talk him out of playing it, but it didn't work. And when I come in, I didn't see her wagon out there nowhere, so just maybe she didn't get here.
Roy, you are a marvelous detective. You ought to try running for sheriff sometime. We'll find that woman if it's the last thing we do.
It just seems to me that the last I saw, little Joe had the madam in his custody. What about that boy?
You're right. You're right, Roy. It was my fault. I let her make a fool out of me.
Ben, let me ask you something. I and you and little Joe and Hoss, you figure we're kind of the same kind of folks?
Well, I think so.
Well, Madame Marova figured the same thing, and she took me for better than $100 in a poker game. Now, I wouldn't have that female in my jail again if you give me the whole Ponderosa.
She took you for $100?
Roy, we are the same kind of folks.
What is that?
What do you think it is?
Hoss. Well, Ben, if it was me, I think I'd get him a teacher. There's a new one in town, a Miss Dorothy Hibbs.
Violin teacher?
Yeah, she teaches the violin and piano.
You know, that's not a bad idea, Pop. Except since we laughed at him, he won't play for anybody except Pop Sing.
Well, there must be some way to do it. Must be.
Well, sure, you just take him into that Miss Hibbs, let her hear him. If she tells him he's awful, he's bound to quit.
Oh, he's not going to go into town and play for somebody in town. He won't play for anybody here except Pop Sing. If I went into town and talked her into coming out here to listen to him, maybe you could talk Hoss into playing for her.
There. Now, don't you feel better? Told you even geniuses have to eat.
Yeah.
Well, you know, Pa and I are really surprised at the improvement you've made just practicing on your own. Well, already you're playing Home Sweet Home.
Yeah. Hey, you like it?
No, doesn't everybody?
Yeah, well, Hop Sing sure does.
Well, there you are. I mean, who's got a better ear than Hop Sings?
Yeah.
Of course, just a shame they don't play those kind of tunes in concerts. They play those real complicated ones.
Don't you reckon I know that?
Well, sure, I know you know. But tunes like that, you'd have to have a teacher.
Well, I reckon even a genius could use a teacher.
Maybe, you know, I'm glad you said that, because Pa went in town to get you one.
Now, wait a minute. Dad, burn it, I'll pick my own teacher.
Yeah, well, look, we're not forcing her on you. We just thought we'd bring her out here and let you size her up. That might not be a bad time to give your first concert.
How do you mean?
Well, you know, a regular performance. Dress you up, everything. She's bound to see you're a genius then.
You reckon?
Sure. We put on a real concert, invite some of the hands. You know, they're dying to hear you close up.
Yeah. I reckon word does get around, don't it?
Does it?
Hey, what would I wear?
Wear? Oh, you know what to wear? Pa's dress suit.
Dad, burn, Joe, that's perfect. That's perfect. You sure know a lot about this being a maestro, don't you?
Yeah. Been reading up on it for you.
Yeah. Dad, burn, just imagine. Just like Madame Morova said, a concert my first week.
Where you going?
I'll be in my dressing room.
Miss Hibbs, I want to thank you very much for canceling all your appointments on such short notice to make this trip.
Oh, I haven't been in town long enough to have very many appointments.
Well, just the same, thank you.
Besides, it gives me an opportunity to see the Ponderosa, which I've heard so much about. Has your son studied the violin very long?
Well, no, he's just a beginner.
And already you're thinking of a teacher for him. How very nice.
Well, actually, what I'm looking for is an honest appraisal of his talents, his abilities, and please don't hesitate to tell the truth.
Oh, I always do, Mr. Cartwright. I feel it's better to disappoint than falsely encourage.
Oh, absolutely.
I always tell the truth, Mr. Cartwright.
That's all I ask. That's all I ask, Miss Hibbs. Thank you.
Welcome, Missy Hip. This way.
Oh, my, what a lovely setting.
The seat of honor.
Oh, thank you. You must be very proud of your son, Mr. Cartwright. Mr. Cartwright?
Ma'am?
You must be very proud of your son.
Oh, yes, indeed. I am very proud of him, indeed. I must go find him.
Of course.
Hey, did the music teacher get here all right?
Yeah, she's downstairs. What's going on down there?
We're gonna have a concert.
What?
It's the only way I could talk him into playing for the music.
Who's gonna beat the concert?
Look, don't worry. Just get downstairs. The show's gonna start. Maestro? Showtime.
Take your place. You know what to do. Come on, boys. Snap it up. Clap a little bit. Smile. That's good. Come on, boys. Take your place. Where would you come? Now remember, no matter what, I don't care how bad it sounds, clap as though it's the greatest.
I can't hear you. I got cotton in my ears.
Oh, brother. I said clap no matter how bad it is. Will you take that silly look off your face? You want to get us fired?
Lady and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure and honor to present in his premiere performance a true violin virtuoso, my own brother, Maestro Hoss. All right, let's hear it for him. A little nervous first time out. Maestro Hoss. Come on, Hoss. Come on.
My, he's big.
Yes, he's
Big and handsome.
Yes, he's
I do admire big men.
Go get him.
You have to give him one of my best coats to wear. He's going to bust right out of it.
It's just like old China.
I do want to thank you for a wonderful evening. You do have great talent.
It's nothing.
Oh, but it was, Hoss, really. Of course, even a great talent needs help, instruction and practice. You need about 3 lessons a week. 4 would be even better. I'm usually free in the evenings. You'd be amazed at the difference that a couple of years of practice will make.
Well, I certainly thank you, Miss Hibbs.
Dorothy.
Dorothy.
Did she say a couple of years? Yeah. Oh, my. How could anything go so wrong?
It's my fault. Gypsy woman talked him into thinking he's a genius. She's the only one that can talk him out of it.
Oh, I'd love to get my hands on her just once.
Yeah, well, I'm going to. I'm gonna go out and find her. You got your $200. She owes you this one.
Joe, the morning is good enough.
You wouldn't believe this, mister, but I believe it. I believe it. Which way was she going when you saw her last? Right, thanks. Madame Morova. What a small world.
Mr. Little Joe Cartwright. You want me to tell your future?
Oh, no, thank you. I have a feeling your crystal ball isn't working today. Otherwise, you'd been long gone by now.
Well, even crystal balls can make little mistakes. What do you want with me?
I want you to come back to the Ponderosa and do what we paid you to do. I want you to talk my brother Horace out of torturing that violin, not to mention my pa and me.
And what if I refuse?
Oh, I don't think you're gonna refuse, ma'am. Now, see, I met the man you conned out of that horse. See, now, conning and stealing are the same thing. So you stole that horse. In this part of the country, we hang horse thieves. Shall we go?
Ilyen igazi parasz, hogy jövök, az most visszamegyek. Én azt hiszem, hogy mindent odaadtam nekem, mi kellett. Ezt nem is ért.
Anything you say, man.
Yes. That's exactly what my crystal ball told me. That's why I had to come back. You see, I made a mistake.
What kind of mistake?
You see that line here? It made a star. At least I thought it made a star. But it's not here anymore.
You know, you're right. I must have marked my hand when I picked up the axle of your carriage, and now it's gone.
That's exactly what my crystal ball told me.
Then I ain't no musical genius after all, am I?
Oh, yes, you are a genius. Except your hands, just like your talents, are too big for the violin. Here is your money. I must ask you to give me back my Stradivarius. You see, I promised the Maestro I only give it to a violin genius. You understand?
Oh, sure, Madame Morova.
I gave my word for the Maestro, and I always keep my word.
I wouldn't have it no other way. I thank you for coming back. I'll show you your carriage. Oh, I'm gonna take a little ride. I'll see you all later.
Sound like old Ponderosa.
Oh, it's gonna feel great sleeping in my own bed tonight.
Where Mr. Hoss?
We'll be along a little while. Let's eat, Hop Sing. Come on.
Nobody eat till Mr. Hoss get here.
Oh, Hop Sing. Must be him now. About time. I thought he was going out for a short little ride.
Hop Sing?
Oh,
Presente.
thank you.
You know, Madame Morova was right. My genius, like my hands, are just too large for a violin. Hop Sing, me and you're gonna make beautiful music together. A one and a two and a three.
Just like old China.